Hey everybody, today I want to talk about what I think is one of my favorite paddles in all of Victoria. It's exploring the Inner Harbour, Gorge and Selkirk waterways. Our busy little harbour is certainly a main focal point of the city, and with so much going on in there, it's no wonder. It's such an interesting place to hang out and watch the world go by. For the same reason, though, because it's so busy, I have a feeling it puts a few people off exploring by paddle. And I'm here to say that with a little bit of knowledge and preparedness, there's no reason why you can't have a really safe and enjoyable time out there yourself. So, if you're ready to learn a bit more and get into it, let's go. The great thing about paddling here is the flexibility and options you have. There are many publicly accessible docks and parks you can launch from. A few good options include Banfield Park, Curtis Point, or Songhees Point, though there are many more and you're only limited by how long you want to go for. For mine, I'll be starting from the Saanich Gorge Park and continuing my way towards West Bay Marina. The starting point is near the Telecom Road Bridge, and this part of the waterway is known as the Gorge Narrows. I don't recommend crossing under the bridge unless you are experienced and are aware of the currents and tides you'll be encountering. Depending on the tide, the current here can range anywhere from swift but manageable to downright scary. For being such a busy area, you might be surprised about how much wildlife you can regularly encounter along the way. Expect to see plenty of shorebirds and herons fishing. I also regularly encounter eagles, river otters, and curious harbor seals checking me out. In addition to wildlife, there are many interesting sights to see along this stretch. Some notable spots include the Selkirk Trestle is a 300-ish meter structure that was originally built by the Canadian National Railway in the early 1900s. It is now a foot and bike path, part of the Galloping Goose Trail. This little rock sticking out near the trestle is known as Deadman's Island. It's so named because in a previous time it was a burial site for the Esquimalt and Songhees First Nations people. Point Ellice Bridge certainly isn't the most pretty bridge in the world, and it centers the more industrial area in this paddle. While not particularly attractive, this area does offer some interesting views on the working part of our harbor. The current bridge was built after one of the worst disasters in BC history. Around the turn of the century, a streetcar crashed through the original bridge into the water, taking 55 lives in the accident. As we progress towards the Inner Harbour, we get to enjoy a unique view of the Johnson Street Bridge and many of downtown Victoria's notable buildings. It's important to note that this is the busiest area, and you need to make sure to stay in the designated area for paddlers. This is an active working harbour, and in addition to recreational boaters, there is regular industrial and ferry traffic, not to mention it's a busy water airport. Stick to the right-hand side as you're leaving the harbour. This is the shore closest to the Songhees area, and stay inside the buoys that designate non-motorized traffic. This map from the Harbour Authority will give you a better idea of where you are and aren't allowed to go. I'll leave a link in the description, and I highly recommend checking it out so that you don't put yourself into any unnecessary danger. As you get towards the outer harbour, you may find that the winds can be stronger and the water choppier, as of course it's a more exposed location. Water temperature is also much colder here. I don't recommend falling in. Compared to the shallow Gorge waterway, which is actually very comfortable for swimming during the summer months. That being said, it's nearly impossible not to be wowed by the views out here, and it's one of my favorite places to be around sunset. Well, I hope this has given you a good idea for what to expect on your next paddle. Have a safe and enjoyable time out there, and we will see you next time.